Hey all, Paint Marine here with another in the Crosshairs look here at more reveals from Gen Con. Yeah, today's gonna be a little different. You don't get to see my face, my wonderful face. I know I'm sure plenty out there are very disappointed, but again, doing this on a kind of on the move, on the mobile, and so just unable to get the camera set up this time because I actually have a Republic Gaming computer that doesn't come with a built-in camera, which is kind of funny. Most cameras or most computers, laptops, tablets, all that stuff usually do, but this one does not. So I have an external camera that I have to plug in. But like I said, since I'm kind of always moving around right now, do not have one. Well, I have one, but I just didn't feel like hooking it up all right now. So anyway, let's talk on Gen Con and the new reveal of the Black Templars. I think everybody knew this was coming, that Black Templars were coming. Just didn't know that they were going to be, I guess, previewing them or showing them off here at Gen Con. So a lot of things going on here that I want to get into just as far as models and everything. So also kind of bear with me as I don't know like a ton of the lore and background on the Black Templar, so I'm not really sure how this all fits in exactly. So I'm definitely going to have to ask that if anybody knows or has more information on their kind of structure, let me know in the comments below. I'm definitely interested in finding out more. But yeah, let's dive into this. So alongside the next season of Underworlds, Never Before Blood Bowl, and expansion to Kill Team, we've got a sneak peek of the new Black Templars box set for the lucky attendees at this year's Gen Con. So there's a really cool video, kind of goes through it. So here's the box, the army set, very similar to the Sisters of Battle one that came out as far as the overall aesthetic of how it looks. Not sure the price point as we'll read here on in a minute. It comes with a special edition Codex and 13 miniatures. So not a ton of miniatures in there. It's one character, a 10-man squad, and a Redemptor. Now the squad, like everything in there is new except the Redemptor. But yeah, here we go. So the army contains 13 miniatures, including 12 new Black Templars, a Marshal, the Emperor's Champion, and a 10-man Primaris Crusader squad with a ton of build options. You'll get a Redemptor Dreadnought for targets which require a more forceful elimination. So at first look here, I was like, I didn't really even read too much in the article. I was just like, okay, let's check this out. So we got the Marshal down there in the corner, got the Emperor's Champion up in the front. Then you got like this squad of like, looks like mixed Marines. And then you have the Redemptor. And at first I was like, oh, wow, it's pretty cool. They have these Marines that decided just to, go tank top style kind of a thing, or short sleeves. Decided not to wear their armor. But then I realized as I looked closer, I was like, oh wait, those chest pieces look like scout chest pieces, and their legs, like I'm like, are these a new kind of scout? It was very interesting there, and then you see they're kind of mixed in, and then we see the Primaris Flamer, the new heavy flamer, whatever you want to call it, that I definitely know a lot of Salamander players and even myself were a little bit upset to see it, being a former / huge fan of Salamanders. So I was kind of like, what's going on with that? Another thing to note, which we'll see here in a minute when we get a closer look, they have one of the Primaris over here in full armor, kind of up toward the guy that's got his chainsaw raised in the air just below him. He has melted candles on his pack, so we're getting some melted melted candle bits for a backpack, which is pretty cool. We've seen a lot of those made out of green stuff or third-party bits, but it looks like we're getting a few. Don't know how many, just because I don't see any on any of the other Marines in the pack. But yeah, so at first I was kind of like, okay, so now are we getting like a new kind of scouts or what? But I'm not really reading into exactly what is a 10-man Primaris Crusader squad. So what is a Crusader squad for Black Templars? I'm not really sure if this is a thing that existed before, this kind of mixed kind of thing. And then they talk more in it here in a bit, but get another look at the models here. So this is the Marshal, really awesome looking model, of course. Really like this kind of skeleton relic going on his back. Not really sure kind of what it is. He looks like he's kind of in like a guillotine or a stocks. That was it called, the stocks, when they would throw them in and clasp their hands and put their head in a thing. So it was like a punishment. And now he's being drug around by the Marshal. So I don't know if that was somebody that was punished and now is being carried around. So you may be wondering who the skeleton belongs to and why they're up there in the Marshal's backpack. We'll tell you what he told us. Do not question the Emperor's holy will, heretic. All right. And then it says, it will not have escaped your notice the Crusader squad is mixed. These lads with the snazzy pudding basin haircuts aren't scouts, though. They're primarily neophytes, raw recruits who act as squires to the initiates, these that they accompany into battle. All right, so my question there is, they talk about neophytes are a thing, excuse me, in Primaris chapters, or just in Space Marine chapters in general, and usually that's kind of like what scouts are. So this is kind of like they are kind of like scouts in the manner of their rank, I guess. And then the other question though that I have is that it says they accompany the initiates. Now the initiates apparently are the fully armored Primaris intercessors in this unit. So it's like, are these the neophytes that just became full initiates now and are like just going out into battle, I guess, with their full-on armor and all their organs and stuff? Or I'm not really sure how this all pans out exactly. I mean, it is cool. I wanted to know, like, are we going to see neophytes across the rest of the Primaris range, or is this just going to be a Black Templars thing, which I guess kind of seems what it is, because like I said, like even though other chapters have neophytes, and you could definitely get these to do some kind of like little conversion fun thing, or even upgrade your scouts in a way if you wanted to, just for fun. As far as like playable unit kind of thing, I'm not really sure how that, like I said, like how that pans out exactly with the lore, and if there's going to be Crusader squads. Like, I don't think there will be Crusader squads available to everyone. That's a very Black Templar sounding thing. But it's just interesting, these neophytes, and if this is like just a unit specific thing, because looking at it, I don't think we've seen, I'm trying to think if we've seen other chapters get a new like unit specifically for them. Yes, we've gotten some character models and stuff, and we've kind of got the what is it, the Victrix guard. But those still came with Calgar. So I mean, it's kind of, they're kind of a new Ultramarines only unit, but really, I don't know, you kind of had to get a character in order to get them, but you don't necessarily need the character to bring them. So yeah, I don't know, it's kind of confusing there, but it is also interesting though, like if that is, or that this is pretty much the first time that we're getting a chapter specific new unit. All right, so here we have, I believe this is the Sword Brethren. So I'm assuming this is just a veteran of the Black Templars that's kind of leading the new initiates into battle, like kind of the mentor of the new initiates. And then the initiates have the neophytes, which they kind of mentor on their way up. So here's that one with the candles up top on his pack. And here we have one of the neophytes. Again, like I said, I really like the look of them. And like a lot of me too is just really wanting to be able to add something like this to my own army. But another thing I wanted to point out, and we'll see this with others, but they have like in Templar fashion, have kind of like all these robes and stuff. And I was just thinking too, these would be pretty good base models to use for a more customized robed look for Dark Angels. So here's this new I don't call it, it's not a heavy flamer. I can't remember what they call it, but it's essentially some kind of a version of a heavy flamer kind of thing. And they talk later in the article here, and we'll read it, but it sounds like there is going to be more of this in a Black Templars style coming out. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they include more of these, or what exactly their plan is with these. This is definitely something I would like to see in the rest of the range of Space Marines. I don't know, it just kind of makes sense to me, especially for all my fellow Salamander fans out there. I really think that you can't go wrong with some more Promethean. All right, let's see here. So we got another set here of an Initiate and a Neophyte. So yeah, so you have another just, you know, it looks like a heavy bolt pistol potentially. Chain sword, they got their wonderful chains where everything is, you know, definitely attached to them. But not so for the Neophytes, which is interesting. But another thing too that I wanted to know is, I was like, well, there's only, so it's a 10-man squad, but it appears there's only 4 initiates and 4 neophytes, and then you have the sword brethren. So yeah, so it's interesting. It's just kind of interesting to have a mixed squad in general. Like, I wonder if these are going to have a 4+ save versus a 3+, and overall the squad is going to cost cheaper. You know, I wonder if they're going to have a different ballistic skill as well. That would be kind of crazy. I would be, I guess, more on board if they had, well, I don't know, because it's hard to say if this is armor right there in their leg, or if it's just, it looks more just like cloth, doesn't it? Let me go back and see. Yeah, it's hard to say if those are pants and they just have I think they just have knee pads on. So maybe it is more like a 4+ armor versus a 3+. I was gonna say, like, I could be more on board if it was like still like a 3+, but they only have 1 wound versus 2, and either same or maybe 4+ ballistic skill, but I don't know. And then yet another one again, like, these bodies really, and I'm pretty sure these, yes, they have the Templar thing, but you could probably switch them out with a blank one or Dark Angel stuff. And I really think these would be great for using to create Dark Angels. The only kind of issue, I guess, is like if you wanted to have like a full 10-man squad or whatever of them, it's just going to be a lot harder to do, because they don't, it's not like it doesn't come with 10 of these. It comes with 4 or 5 if you count the sword brethren, and then you get 4 of these neophytes. So, or wait a minute, I think I'm wrong here. I think it comes with 6. It comes with 6 initiates and 4 neophytes to make 10. That makes 10, not 9. So anyway, let's go on to the next. And just more of the same. Well, similar, I should say, but still very cool poses and everything, and the armor looks great. So yeah, so let's see here. Okay, so I guess right here, I guess case in point, like you have an initiate with the sword brethren, but he doesn't have a neophyte with him, so I'm not really sure if there's a reason for that or not. And then also another thing that's interesting is it appears they all kind of have different loadouts as well. Like we have the auto bolt rifle, then you have like this new whatever heavy incinerator thing. Then you got a bolt pistol and a chain sword, another bolt pistol and chain sword. So these are like, okay, so these are kind of like the assault intercessors, the way that they're armed. And then you have another assault bolt rifle. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to switch out these assault bolt rifles and make them just bolt rifles, or make them stalker bolt rifles. I'm not sure. It definitely, everything here seems to have more of a assault theme to it, with the assault bolt rifles, and then the others with the bolt pistols and chain swords, as well as the Neophytes, except for like he has a bolt, just a bolt gun, or I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know if that's a bolt gun or if they're calling that a bolt carbine, because there's basically the same thing, but a little bit different. But yeah, so that's all neat. But then you come down. Currently, this set is the first place aspiring high marshals can clench their gauntleted fists around the new Codex supplement, Black Templars. This launched edition book comes with an exclusive cover featuring the iconic John Blanche artwork from all the way back in 3rd edition. This 80-page Codex supplement explains the history and background of the Emperor's premier Crusaders, as well as their especially non-Codex compliant command hierarchy and operational strength. You better believe that it's also bursting with rules, including bespoke. They love bespoke in everything. Every article has bespoke at least once. It's like a requirement now. Anyway, including bespoke detachment abilities, stratagems, warlord traits, litanies of the devout, relics, crusade rules, special characters, and 6 unique data sheets. The set also includes 28 data cards and a massive transfer sheet with 226 decals depicting the Black Templars chapter iconography and heraldry. In short, it's enough to not have to suffer the alien, the heretic, or the witch to live for a single moment longer. I wish they had a picture of the transfer sheet. So they call it a Pyre Blaster. All right, so this isn't the last of Black Templars either. Remember a certain Pyre blasting toting Space Marine? I'll click on this. I'm pretty sure it's the one with yeah, this one right here. Okay, so yeah, they're alluding that there's going to be more of that type of unit. Well, he's got friends, and they'll be joining the crusade toward the end of the year. There'll be more and Warhammer community when we get it, so sign up. All right, so yeah, I'm very interested to know if this other unit or these friends that this guy's gonna have will be something that's coming out that isn't just going to be Black Templar specific, which is what I would hope and prefer. But yeah, we shall see. But yeah, so really, this is a hard one. Like I definitely won't pick up this box because I don't play Black Templars, and therefore I don't need like the Codex and all that other stuff. However, the characters and stuff in it are pretty cool. Now my hope is that eventually these will be all sold separately, so I can pick them up and convert them accordingly. Mostly, you know, we got this model here. I love this up here. This I don't know what you call it, relic or whatever that he's got. Really love that. We got the new Emperor's Champion. You know, there's a lot I could do with these models to convert them into my army, which would be fun. I'm not sure how I do with the Neophytes, other than I would just kind of convert them into some kind of, you know, basically the same thing for my chapter, and just kind of have them for that. And then with the leftovers, what do we have? We'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so you got 6. So I mean, these could just become some kind of a specialized intercessor squad, or you know, I have extra bodies that I could use for other projects or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I definitely want to pick up at least this like Neophyte Initiate unit. I mean, I want to pick up all of these. Like, I don't need a Redemptor. I already have a couple of those. And like I said, I don't need the Codex, but I would like to get all of these other new units here just for the conversion potential, really, to add to my army. Other than that, like, you know, I have no reason to pick this box up for myself. And I'm curious as to what the cost is going to be. Like, this isn't a lot of models. I'm wondering if it's kind of close to kind of like a start collecting kind of thing, but basically it's going to have kind of a premium price tag, I believe, because at least for a while, these are going to be only available in the box. So you have that kind of gateway there. And then also this Codex right here, this special edition supplement, I should say. I think that is going to also cause the price to probably be kind of hefty. Hopefully nothing too crazy. Honestly, I wouldn't, if I was into this, I don't feel like I would want to pay over 150. It really seems to be kind of the magic number for me, for a lot of these box sets lately. Like 150 seems kind of fair on a lot of this stuff. I mean, you know, I don't know. And it's still a decent deal if you think about, like, a Codex is around 40 to 50 anyway. So you get that, and then you're getting, for $100, you're getting basically the rest of this, because I'm sure that squad there would probably cost 50. The characters are 35 each. And then the Redemptor, I can't remember how much those are. So, I mean, that would actually be a really good deal if it was 150. And even like thinking about it now at like 200 compared to what they're going to probably price these at individually, like just in the 10-man squad and the two characters, you're about a little over 100 right there. Plus the Redemptor, you're getting close to that 150 if you're not at the 150 mark there, and then the Codex. So I mean, 200, if it's priced at 200, they're kind of like right at pretty much you buying these all separate and breaking even essentially. But they'll probably still be a little bit of a savings if it's a $200 price tag. Not much though, not as much as if it was like 150 or I don't know, 175 even. I could even potentially see 175 like being a little bit more. It's weird. It's like you think like $25 is not a lot, but at the same time it is. So I don't know. Well, let me know what you think. Are you a Black Templars player? Are you excited for this? Is this definitely a 100% no doubt purchase, like no questions asked kind of thing? Or are you gonna wait out and see what it looks like individually? Or yeah, what's your plan? Like I said, this is definitely not a buy for me because I don't play Black Templars, but someday in the future, I would like to at some point get these to use as conversions and whatever else that I may want to throw into my army as just some fun flavor, because they are definitely some really cool, flavorful models for sure. So, all right, well, let me know in the comments below. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. You can check out my other links in the description below to Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and check out what I got going on there. And as always, until next time.